What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Hop Butcher for the World, and they're out of Chicago, Illinois, and this is their Baby Octopus. So they're calling this one a Mosaic-hopped American Pale Ale. It comes in at 6% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed, time of review, and this can is just over 1 month old. I'm gonna give a huge thanks, shout out once again to Hop Butcher for this beer, so big thanks to them. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies they hooked me up with, and really excited about this one because their Lord Octopus, which is a Mosaic-hopped Double IPA, was one of the first beers they ever sent my way back in early 2020, and this is the Pale Ale version of that one. They also have a Lady Octopus, which is a Triple IPA version of Lord Octopus, and I have not had a chance to try that one, but I'm really excited to get into this one. So let's crack it open, get in the glass, see what we got going on. I will read tasting notes at the end if I remember. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Most of the time I do, though. Let's just be honest. Most of the time I do. But sometimes I forget, and then right after I like shut off the camera, I'm like, damn it, forgot to talk about the tasting notes. But yeah, anyway, so this is looking, so they say American Pale Ale. Sure, that's a hazy Pale Ale. That's a New England Pale Ale based on the look of it. It has that, that milky honey orange color. Can't really see through it. Almost a two-finger of a off-white, almost into a very lightly tan-colored head. Very creamy looking, a little bit of soap sudsiness going on, but mostly creamy. Hold it up to the light. Yeah, you can't see anything through it. It's turbid, it's murky, it's the whole nine. And this is the glass they sent to me the first time as well. And I just love this glass. The beer's pop in this glass, but it's not that big, so I like to use the big one, like I think it's the 18-ounce glass they sent me, because I can usually fit in the entire beer. Anyways, good nose. Getting a big, like, vanilla kind of bubblegum kind of note, and I feel that's from the yeast. Sometimes I get it from Hop Butcher, very rarely. Most often I get it from, like, Treehouse. But yeah, it has, like, a vanilla bubblegum type of thing going on. Then there's a ton of berries from the Mosaic. I would say the tasting notes will say something about berries. I'm going to say dank berry, because that's what I'm getting, like a dank berry note. It's a nice orange and grapefruit and tangerine kind of juicy smelling citrus character. And there's a little bit of like this herbaceous grassiness. Yeah, definitely grassy. But it has like a little herbal component as well. This smells for 6% super impactful. It has a very intense nose, and I've been really enjoying low ABV pale ales and lagers and things of that nature, just low ABV beers in general over the past couple of years, and this smells like it's going to be delicious. Yeah, let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Thanks again to Hop Butcher. Oh, I like the finish. The finish has a lot going on, very different, but I'm telling you right now, there's this vanilla, more so than bubblegum kind of characteristic I'm getting. And a lot of times I have noticed that when I say vanilla, a lot of folks out there like, that's probably the yeast. Because a lot of times you get like bubblegum, things of that nature. For me, I'm definitely getting a vanilla presence, which means the yeast is kind of doing its work here. Buying this one for 6%, this is like higher side of medium, lower side of full. This is big for 6%. So definitely a thick boy for the ABV. The mouthfeel is fantastic. Maybe a little bit more carbonated than I'm accustomed to with their beers in general. They're hazy, New England beers. But this is like mild to moderately carbonated, a little bit more approaching moderately carbonated, but it's very smooth and creamy, just not as soft as usual. The taste, the nose carried over. There's an omnipresent vanilla kind of character. Maybe bubblegum, something in that realm. The forefront, though, a lot of citrus. But I'm getting like juicy citrus, but I'm also getting like the rind, a little bit like orange zest. As it passes through, that's where I get that berry. And I would say it's like a berry that kind of leans on the finish, like towards like the last half of the palate, has more of like a dank kind of a berry characteristic. But that dankness kind of carries into an herbaceous, grassy finish as well. This has a mild bitterness, but this is, to me, full-on dry, which is very welcome because between that vanilla kind of characteristic and all the juicy, fruity notes, it does have like a sweeter kind of overall sensation on the palate, and kind of it leans sweeter, but that dryness on the back is very welcomed. I do think the nose was a little bit better than the taste, but I'm really digging this one quite a bit. I am getting a touch of like a hopper or a greenness, and I would imagine, considering this is just over a month old, I would assume that this probably a week or two old. A lot of hopper. Maybe I'm wrong though. Yeah, I'm gonna crush the rest of this probably in like 10-15 minutes off camera. I'm glad I have a couple of them. This is really good. Is it as good as the Lord Octopus? I don't remember what I gave the Lord Octopus, but I really enjoyed that one. I don't think it's as good, but it's close. And when you're comparing a 6% pale ale to a 7.5% double IPA, kind of unfair. But I will say this is pretty good. This is a nice, impactful, low ABV pale ale that has some really nice flavors. I like that it has that like firm dryness on the back of the palate, and it's really good. 6% you can't tell. So Baby Octopus from Hop Butcher, I have absolutely no issues whatsoever giving this one a low 4.25. I'm gonna go 4.2 out of 5. This is really good. The best so far of the beers they sent me recently. What did I review? Pizza Puff and Hydrofoam. I like this better than both of those. It's just more in my wheelhouse. And we have tasting notes. Cotton candy. Okay, so I'm on board with that because I said vanilla. It's more like a confectionery kind of sweetness. So they're saying cotton candy. Sometimes you get bubblegum, sometimes I get vanilla. It has that like yeasty kind of sweetness to it, like that perceived sweetness. So cotton candy, I'm actually okay with, and I could see that. Light grass, I did say grassiness. I would say it's light, but it has like a grassy, like I said, a herbaceous, grassy kind of finish, and it's dry, which is really nice. And then berry medley. So I said they were going to say something about berries. They did, but I said dank berries. They say berry medley. Sure. The berries I'm getting in this one is more like a red berry, so like a red raspberry, maybe a strawberry, not much in the blueberry realm. And I've talked about that before with Hop Butcher, not Hop Butcher, Mosaic specifically, depending on the farm it came from, the batch, whatnot. Over time, that's kind of transitioned from like, I used to get a lot of like blueberry. Now I used to get like nondescript red berry a lot of the time. So I'm fine with the tasting notes. I think, yeah, they pretty much nailed it. And I'm kind of perceiving like cotton candy as that vanilla, and then that berry medley is more of like a dank berry. I'm okay with it. Baby Octopus, in terms of the price point and availability, I don't know exactly anymore. I forget about the pales. I think I had a couple viewers of the channel say that the pales are like $13, $14 for a 4-pack. I don't know if that has increased in price over the last couple of years, but that's what I remember. Even so, like up to $16 for a 4-pack of this is fine for what it is and how good it is. If it gets distro, probably $18 to $20, somewhere in that realm. And then availability is Hop Butcher. If you want them, you can find them, whether it's online or maybe find somebody local who can trade for them. Here in the Buffalo, New York area, we do get drops of their stuff like every month to 6 weeks, and typically we get 2 or 3 beers. I know that's the case for a lot of bigger cities across the U.S., but not everybody gets their stuff. But like I said, if you really want their stuff, you can find a way to make it happen. It's probably not going to be as easy as just going to your local store and just they're always going to have it or something, but you can make it happen. And they are, to me, one of the better hop-forward beer-producing breweries in the country currently. So anyway, huge thanks to Hop Butcher for this beer. If you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. If you've had all 3, Lady Octopus, Lord Octopus, and this, which is your favorite? I would definitely go Lord a bit over this, and I've never had Lady Octopus, but maybe next time they review it, I'll get a chance to try it. Anyway, appreciate it. To the next one. Cheers.